This video will involve spoilers. I heavily recommend watching this film before this video because it's going in blind is the best experience. So, animation has been getting a resurgence as of late. For example, the effects Spider-Verse has had on recent animated films is amazing. Look at Mitchells and Machines, just to name one. Although that isn't what we're here for. Today, we are going to talk about the newest animated sensation, Puss and Boots: The Last Wish. Before we get into the yummy guts of it, I just briefly want to talk about the film. So, first and foremost, everyone should watch this movie. It's entertaining, emotional, witty, and even has great writing with the core theme of putting value on your life and that death is inevitable. I want to talk about the former, where Puss in Boots uses the theme to teach you the value of life, because in the beginning of the film, majority of the cast did not really value their lives, and that's why they went on the whole movie's quest, really, in the first place, to get any wish in the world that they want, so they would all use it to improve their lives. But during their journey, they all learned the value of lives in one way or another. So, let's start out with the secondary antagonists of this film, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. As much as I love the whole family and their dynamics, we're just solely going to be focusing on Goldie herself, and her journey throughout the film with accepting her adopted family and valuing her life. So, of course, as you know, people who watch this film, and of course, you need to watch the film to watch this video, okay. Goldie started this film hunting down Puss so she can steal the map of the Wishing Star, which is the catalyst for all the primary characters hunting down that wish. Her introduction shows that she's obviously hiding something from her family, promising them that they're going to use the wish for a ton of materialistic things. Seems plausible for the fact that they are a crime family, but as the plot progresses, this is a charade, and it slowly begins to crack. It especially falters at the scene when they get the map and go on the path, but they encounter their home with magic, because it's not really their home. The Three Bears seem content with relaxing because, it is their home. But Goldie stubbornly says to not get distracted and wants to push forward, but then she encounters a replica of her childhood book that she always imagined herself in. It's just a fairy tale book, so typical things, it's Shrek universe. And then she recalls the first time meeting her adopted family, where she first feels maybe that this journey is kind of pointless because she truly is home. She then shakes it off and tries to go on. During the sequence where the map gets stolen from the bears by Puss in Boots and their group, but in exchange they actually kidnap Perito. But during the time Perito is kidnapped, he says to Goldie with his very wholesome nature that she won the orphan lottery, because Perito actually has a very sad backstory, which I won't go into because Perito is probably the character that actually values life the most. But anyways, besides that, Perito said that because the bears seem like a lively bunch and she should truly cherish them. This makes Goldie even feel more conflicted about her life and about the specific journey she's been going on. During her contemplation, she noticed that Perito got rescued by Kitty. This infuriates Goldie while attempting to follow Puss and their gang, which results in her blowing up on her family, revealing that all she really wanted was a real family. But she didn't realize that the real family was right beside her. She was going to abandon her adopted family for her biological family that she was going to wish back to life. Which breaks the hearts of the bear family, but because they love her so much, they will fully support her no matter what. Goldie feels really guilty about that, but still doesn't see the good in her life with the bears. During the climax of the film, where the totally epic battle ensues, Goldie finally gets a hold of the map and full chance to get her wish. But then she sees Baby Bear is about to die, and now she has to choose between her bear family. She finally realizes the value of her life and her family, so she chooses to save the family. In the end, Goldie realized that she always had her wish. She had always a good life and family, and that's something really sweet. Now on to our next character, Kitty Softpaws. In her case, she didn't really value her life that much just because she always felt alone, which is of course makes sense, because throughout her whole life she's been betrayed, backstabbed, or left alone by everybody else. So she wants to use magic to quote-unquote fix her bad life. She met Puss in Boots for the first time. She thought that he was going to be the one that wouldn't abandon her. But sadly, she was proven wrong, because on the day that they were supposed to get married, in Santa Coloma, he didn't show up, which truly hurt Kitty and fueled her insecurities about always being alone. That's why she decided to use her wish to have someone, anyone to trust. During the movie, she thought she could trust Puss again, but because he was so scared of dying, he kept on running up that hill. Once Puss accepted his mortality, Kitty knew that the coward Puss in Boots was gone, in turn finally letting him truly in so she could trust him again. And then that reignited their passion for love. which is very sweet. And then the trio just kind of live their life happily, whatever. It's some sappy shit. But anyways, that reignited her thought of that her life had value again, which goes into the main theme of the movie again. Now on to the biggest piece of liver of this video. Our great and fearless hero, Puss and Boots. You already know Puss in Boots. He's a smooth-talking, freedom-fighting legend. The movie already establishes that Puss is doing better than ever by taking out this giant and saving a whole city, even though he kind of inadvertently caused it, but whatever. He was even having a party with no care in the world, gloating about his life, merely not seeing the value of cherishing life. For example, he laughs at the face of death, ha 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 ha, and says that he's never been touched by a blade. But this all changes when Puss dies. In most cases, this would mean nothing for Puss in Boots. I mean, yeah, he has 9 lives, he's a cat. But now the clock ticks to his last life. He's relatively unfazed about it until he faces the biggest and strongest adversary yet. A wolf that seems like a bounty hunter, but we know as viewers now, after you've seen the movie, that he is death himself. Although Puss doesn't know that yet. The Lobo is the first creature to ever actually make him bleed. The thought of dying terrifies him, so he fled. He keeps on running. His running pops up many times throughout the film to represent his fear of dying. During the movie, that fear slowly turns into perseverance to live, when he rekindles his romantic interest with Kitty and finds an unlikely friend in Perito. That fear within him still persists, and even increased when he found out the Lobo that was hunting him is death straight up. And he was hunting him down for the sole reason because Puss didn't even value his life at all. He was wasting it. He laughs in the face of death. He was wasting all of his lives without regard or meaning to life. So again, he ran, even abandoning his companions to regain his life, quote unquote. Then death confronts him for the last time, and as Puss was going to ask for his wish, death gave him a simple choice. Run away like a coward like he always has and live a life of fear, or fight for his singular life and learn the value of his life. Puss pushed through his fear and fought La Muerte to a death match. This reignited Puss's will to live, that he will never stop fighting for his last life. Frustratingly, death let his prey go because he saw that the arrogant legend is no more. Tells Puss to live his life well, but remember that they will meet again one day. With his newfound courage, he started living his life with his friends and for his friends. He remembers that death is always watching, and one day it will come to take him. Because remember, little Timmy, you will die one day. You will die a horrible death. The difference between the beginning of the film and now is that Puss doesn't fear that coming anymore, because you only live once. Who thought that I was going through this whole video without talking about the Big Daddy Horner? Oh no, you got me fucked up. Jack Horner actually ties to this movie very well in the themes, but in more of the opposite factor. He was the only one who actually valued the life the least. Because, well, he actually had the highest kill count in the movie of the main characters if you don't include Death, who's killed trillions of people, you know. Nobody cares about that. But Jackie Boy is the only quote-unquote character to also die in the movie, because the consequences of him not valuing life. And that's really funny to me, you know, it's just poetic, you know, a little poetic justice. But anyways, remember life has its hardships. Of course, everyone sometimes just have rough points in their lives, but that doesn't mean to get down in the dumps and live a life of fear. That's just a meaning to push forward. Because our whole lives are just up and down scale. It's a merry-go-round. It just goes loops around and around. But remember, what we do in this short span of living determines your character. And that's how amazing life truly is. So, hasta la muerte, chamacos. Okay, so it's really good to be back, guys. It's nice. I have a lot more free time, so more videos will probably come out if my PC liked me. Because videos keep on coming out. Well, I've been having difficulties making videos just because of my PC, but whatever. Real quick before this video ends, I just want to thank one singular person for being the biggest pain in my ass about videos. Tony, well, I call him Tony. He goes by Canadian, some Canadian on YouTube, but a good friend of mine who pestered me to make videos all the time because he likes me for some reason. So thank you, bro. Love you. And anyways, more videos coming up soon and anything like that. So thank you. And till our paths cross again.